Hey everybody, it's Stockton, Winby Cards here again. Got some more mail in. I just took these out of the packages. I haven't really looked them over, but what we really have here, we have some Ricky Pearsall cards, some Ladd McConkey, and a Michael Penix Contours on the bottom. Wide receivers, I love them. IPC wide receivers have plenty of Marv, have plenty of Rome. Ladd, I like a lot. Ricky Pearsall, I've been collecting. Brian Tom, I like wide receivers. They're their prices, they will not get you super paid, but they don't sink like a stone like the rookie quarterback. So, they're a solid, steady investment. Guys like Ricky Pearsall, I believe he hasn't really had the opportunity to show himself just yet, and I think he has a great opportunity. Ladd, I think, is just a great player. I think Ladd is a guy you can just set your watch to his productivity. I just think he's just a solid investment. I even have some like Roman Wilson. I'll go into the a little bit lower level of wide receivers. Roman Wilson hasn't played yet. I'll scoop up some Roman Wilson. We'll see if he works out or not. But right now I got some Ricky Pearsall, some Ladd, and then I bought myself a Contours Michael Penix Jr., and we'll take a look at him now. First up, this is the red-green Ricky Pearsall, Don Ross. Not the most expensive card, absolutely not. It's like a $2-3 card. Not a problem there. A little bit more for PC, but he breaks out. This $2 to $3 card becomes a $6 to $8 card, and maybe I send it in from some snail grading. And if it comes back a 10, which we'll take a look at the card really closely here in a second, now you have like a $40, $50 card. So if nothing else, it's just a cool card to have as part of my Ricky Pearsall collection. But let's take a look at what this one looks like. And I'll tell you right now, it looks pretty crisp. Centering looks good. You'll hear me talk about over and over with these style cards. I even think it's part of the design, kind of throws off the eye. And often you'll see this part really heavy, this part really skinny. It does look like it's a little heavier on this side, but not as bad as I've typically seen. Top bottom looks okay, maybe a little fat on the bottom. Maybe not perfectly centered, but I also don't think it's broken a lot of centering rules. The corners look really crisp, though. And if I can get some light on it, I don't see you can tell that surface is very clean, it looks like. On the back, centering looks actually really good on the back. You'll often see this gets really skinny over here sometimes on the back. The centering on the back looks really good. The corners... looks good. Corners look good. And then up in the colored parts, issue you'll have a lot with these cards specifically, any imperfection in those color corner-ish parts there, it just looks white. The smallest little issue will turn them white. And this one, not seeing any of that. So this one, again, this is not a valuable card. This is more for PC purposes. But if down the road I feel like grading it, this looks like to be a candidate to grade. Like I said, centering on the front, maybe not perfectly ideal, but I would put it on the grid and pre-measure. And if it looks like it's within the 55-45 range, I would give it a shot. But this one I'll just stash with the rest of my Ricky Pearsalls, and one day I'll do a video just showing you all the Rickies I have. But this one is just going to stay with me. The other one, I think, is a pretty decent card to have and maybe something to move if he does break out this year. This is the Primary Colors insert out of Optic, and this is the Purple Stars to 25, 24 out of 25. And I love getting numbered inserts. I'm not a big inserts fan outside of the Contours, as you can see back there. But numbered inserts, they really kind of delight me because you can get some really good numbered inserts, and they're not nearly as expensive as their regular card parallels. And some people do get a little carried away. Some people will hit a card like this and then just go look up Ricky Pearsall Optic out of 25 and see his standard card Purple Stars and just think, well, this one might as well be worth as much as that one. It doesn't work that. These obviously are worth a little bit less. some considerably less, but they still are very, very nice cards. And if Ricky pops, this one could be worth a little something. But let's take a look at how the primary colors, Purple Stars, came to me here. And I just like the look of these cards when, you know, those stars start sparkling. Very, very nice. All right, so first we got something down here at the bottom, just a little bit of lint. Let's go corners. Again, I'm feel pretty good about those corners. Centering just by the eye, not bad. Top, bottom looks good. Left, right, maybe a little heavy on the left here, but nothing that draws the eye that makes me think that we got a big issue. We got any dimples? Maybe down here? I don't feel anything. And sometimes it's very difficult to catch if that is part of the pattern, because you got the field is kind of in the foil back here, and it kind of gives off the impression of some hash marks and whatnot. But any major dimples, I'm not seeing them right offhand, and I'm looking not through the camera but on the card itself, and I do not see anything down in that area I was concerned about, so that looks good. Back, let's see here. Back, let's get some light on this thing. No scratches that I can see, no major dimples. We may have a little bit of a scuff. It's that would be impossible to pick up on the camera, I think, but maybe a little scuff there. You can kind of see it right there in the San Francisco issue. But sometimes you clean these things up a little bit, and that stuff turns out not to be such a problem at all. Top, bottom centering by eye, it looks pretty good. Left, right, I'm kind of using the San Francisco to frame that right there. That looks really good. This looks like a clean card. The corners, very, very good. I guess the only concern is if you catch it in the right light, there is like a scuff on the back. It's not an indent, so it makes me wonder if I can just kind of get something to kind of wipe that off. But this came to me well. Most of the time you get something off of eBay, you get something out of a break, you buy something off of Reddit, and you can ask for all the pictures in the world, but you know, they find ways to maybe not show you every single thing, and you never really know until you get it. And I would say with both of these cards, for getting them off of eBay, both of these cards have come in excellent condition. There's no tricks on these. These look good. These look like quality. Next, we'll go to Ladd. This is Ladd McConkey. This is Phoenix. And that is to, I don't know, 28. This is the teal. Not teal fade, not cracked ice teal to 7. But it is the teal to 28. Right away, it looks pretty good. And like I said, Ladd, he has a pretty decent market value now. I don't think he'll jump up a ton unless he just becomes like the best wide receiver in the league, which I don't expect. But I have a feeling his value will stay pretty consistent. We'll go corners first. Corners look good. Centering. And with Phoenix, the best thing to do is just kind of use this nameplate down here. You can see the space under the nameplate. Just kind of compare it to the space above the RC. And then it really, these little winglets on the side of the nameplate, you can just kind of eyeball them to see that this is centered really well on the front. So it's centered well on the front, corners on the back, no issues. So this is a crisp card there. And again, with the centering, you can kind of see the space underneath these, this type here, and kind of compare it to the space above the number of the card, and looks good. And again, the winglets on the nameplate. And when these are off, you can really tell they're off. You'll see that this little strip of white that come off of this winglet, one will look way bigger than the other when it's off, even just a little bit. This one looks really, really clean. It looks like a clean, good card in the lights. And I'll tell you, with Phoenix, the one thing I'm worried about, and we're going to find out here in a second, but in the lights, maybe some very, very minor cardboard issues, but no gouges. Nothing big, nothing major. Everything looks pretty decent there. But with Phoenix, it's that chromium product, as they talk about. It's a lot of just this chrome area, and it is always susceptible to the dimples. And I would be shocked if this does not have at least a dimple. If it doesn't have a dimple, I might just send it right in. But let's look for our dimples. You see them in the Optic, you see them in Mosaic, you see them in Select. Let's see. Oh, found it. There it is. Yeah. Hard to get away from. And you can kind of see them right there. Dimple right there in between his feet. Very, very, very common. Very common. And I tell you, what it tells me, everything else about this card is kind of very, very, very good. Sometimes with the right grader, you can still get a 10 with a dimple like that in between his feet. You can. If that's all you have, understanding the way that these cards were made and how common of an issue that is, if everything else is immaculate, you can get away with a dimple and get a 10. I don't know if I would send this one in for grading. Not everything has to be a 10. I think that's something that even I get caught up with, people in the hobby get caught up with. We don't all have to have 10s. The purest form of the hobby, the purest form, the value of the cards is the cards raw. You get a 10, that's cherry on top. That's the icing on the cake. But the cake is the card. And this is a beautiful card, maybe not a 10. It's got a chance. I mean, everything else looks really, really clean. It's just all about how, if I got the right grader on the right day and how he felt about a surface dimple that is very common in Panini products, that's what it would come down to. But I don't need a 10 on this. This is a beautiful card. It's a valuable card. I don't necessarily need a 10 on this card. And I think we get too caught up just thinking our cards have to be 10s. They don't have to be 10s. Next lad. This is another lad rookie rising out of Phoenix. This is green to 25. These are kind of tough to come by. You buy a lot of H2, you buy a lot of hobby. You probably won't get these out of retail. Even in hobby, they send you a lot, and I mean a lot of base and like common like wave pattern rookie risings and contours. It's hard to come across a numbered insert in Phoenix. So I try to get some because I just like these. These is a little bit more for PC. These are not super, super valuable cards. Right away, I can see that this one off center, you can see how fat it is on this side of the G compared to this side of the R. Top, bottom looks pretty good. On the back, again, I'd say the R and the G, it looks like a little fatter on the G. Top, bottom looks fine. In the light, do I see anything? Not really. That's good. Corners. This is a very good corner day. Most mail days, it's 50-50. You get some cards where it's just like, well, that's a little beat up. But, again, I don't mind it. I don't need every single card to be pristine. And again, with Phoenix, can I find a dimple? These ones are a little bit more hidden because of the pattern, and you may see some what you think is dimples, but it's actually stars in this galaxy they put back there. I'd say the bigger issue would be any dimple in the green. And I think I found one. Maybe you can spot it right there, right next to the Phoenix logo. There is a slightest dimple. Again, very, very common. Not going to worry about it too much. Honestly, I wouldn't grade this one anyway. The rookie rising cards, they sell fine by themselves. And if you 10 this, it doesn't multiply the way some other cards do. It's not as desired of an insert. This one's a little bit more PC, but I like it. It looks clean. I wouldn't grade it anyway. I'm not too concerned about the centering and that little dimple. Next one, we're on a lad kick, the lad green kick. This is lads. This is the green, I believe, to 25. Is that right? To 23 out of 25. And this one has the auto sticker on it. And this one I'm pretty excited about. Let's see what we got here. Always like to get autos. I feel like autos just never age poorly. All right, so corners again. Man, I'm having a very lucky mail day with the kind of the corners of these cards. Nothing front and back. Corners look very, very good. This is one of the best conditioned cards. I mean, even with those surface dimples and some of the other ones, this is one of the best conditioned card mail days. You get some and they're just kind of beat to hell, and you go, oh, well, that's what it is. Surface, very, very clean. Let's look for our dimples. Oh, you know what? I tell you what, I am not seeing a dimple. And sometimes these auto stickers, and I remember the other lad, the teal lad, we found a dimple in a very common place, kind of down here in this chrome part. And with the auto stickers, well, they cover up that, but there could be a dimple under there. We'll never know. That's a very common place for dimples on these cards, but we already get to take out half of it. And there's nothing on there. So surface clean, corners clean, centering. Well, you can see the winglets here. They look very, very even. Let's go to the back. The winglets on the back look so the centering's good. Top, bottom, maybe a little fatter on the bottom. I don't worry about that on the back, but that translates usually to the front. Yeah, the front looks a little fatter under the nameplate, and it looks a little skinny on top. So the rule here is that it would have to be at most 55% down here, 45% up there. And if it is, then this may be grade worthy card. This would have a real shot at a 10. And I tell you what, I'm going to edit in after this. I'm going to edit in. I'm going to throw this on the grid, and I'll edit in the results. I'll show you the pictures from the grid. Let's pause for a moment while you get that on screen. There they are, and that's in the future. So either that's a bummer, just missed, this would have been perfect, or hey, that's great, we got one. But this is a very, very clean card outside of that top bottom centering. If we can get that to slide into that 55-45, and you guys watching this video already know if it did or did not, then we could be happy campers with this one. That could be a monster. And contours. Michael Penix Jr. This is the bronze to 75, 73 out of 75. Now contours, again, very difficult to get a numbered contours. You can buy many hobby boxes and you'll get wave contours, you'll get laser contours. They're stingy with the numbered contours. So whenever I find one for relatively cheap, I grab it up. Contours, they grade really, really well. You can check the PSA data. You can see it's like 75% of them end up getting gemmed. And really with contours, it comes down to, obviously surface is always an issue, but centering is where it gets to be an issue with contours. And right away, I'm seeing this is centered pretty well. And you can kind of use the pattern to tell that the right and left looks spot on. You can see the same amount of pattern over here as you can over here. That looks spot on. Top, bottom, skinny. Usually contours, they're skinny on the top and the bottom. If they're miscentered, you'll see it really thin on top typically. But this looks dead on. Corners are really, really good. Really good corners. And sometimes you grab a card and it feels fresh, like it's rigid, it's stiff, you can just feel that it's a quality card. And that's the impression I'm getting on this one. Corners on the back, good. You can see again, just eyeball it. This is perfectly centered. Top, bottom, left, right. So this card is immaculately centered. Corners are good, edges are crisp. The card feels fantastic. And let me get some light on this. Can I get the light to shine on this thing? Where's my light? There we go. You can see right in the Falcon there's a dimple. You can kind of see that little dent there. It's hidden in the logo. That's usually a better sign come grading, because it's not something you see in the naked eye. They'd see that in a microscope. But if that's the only flaw, then we're probably flying here. and it just looks good in the light here. And Contours, typically their surfaces are clean. That's why they grade so well. They don't face the same chrome issues with the dimples as a lot of other Panini chrome, like the the downtowns and the uptowns. Anything that has a lot of silver on it, you usually have to worry about a dimple appear. But Contours don't have that same issue, and I see absolutely nothing. This card is immaculate. One tiny issue that you would never see with the naked eye on the back, I gotta say, this one, I don't usually say, I'm harsh on cards when I grade it. I don't usually say this one's for sure going to get a 10. I think this one for sure gets a 10. This one is fantastic. I am very happy. I might send the guy that sent me this, I might send him a little extra letter really appreciating this card, because this, I mean, look how centered that is. Everything's so crisp. The card feels crisp. Look how well centered it is on the back. I mean, the Falcon logo has a small, like a cardboard dent in it that you can pick up in the light, but you cannot see that with the naked eye. You would never catch that with the naked eye, and everything else is immaculate on this card. I would be shocked they shot me down to a 9 just because of, I mean, it is a minor indentation in the cardboard print there that you cannot see. I think this one, wow. I had a very good mail day. These are all quality cards. I mean, as far as mail comes, they can be beat up to hell. And like I said, you look at the pictures again and you don't see them, but they found a way to kind of hide everything. These look fantastic. If you like looking at my mail with me, why don't you go ahead and subscribe to my channel, leave comments below, and I'm going to post how to find my eBay store in the description. Until next time.